Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this video is going to be a comparison between Raid Shadow Legends and Calibria Crystal Guardians. I know it's kind of a hot topic in the community right now. A lot of people are trying this game who used to play Raid. A lot of people are playing both. A lot of people don't know if they want to try it. A lot of people are too lazy to try it, and they just kind of want to know what everybody thinks. Whatever your whatever category you fall into, I'm hoping this video provides something for you, because I'm going to be bringing JGigs on with me to sit down and discuss the video. He is way more advanced than me in Calibria. I'm not necessarily a complete noob. I have played it, done a fair amount of summoning, got some legendaries, and I've experienced a decent amount of the game, but I'm not the expert that JGigs is. So you know me, I made a spreadsheet to compare the two games, and I'm going to get JGigs' opinion on that spreadsheet and how the two games graded against each other, which game is better currently, and see if we can kind of, you know, have a little discussion on what we agree on, what we disagree on, and all that type of stuff. So huge shout out to JGigs for joining me. I will have links to his stuff down in the video description, and yeah, let's get into it. Alrighty, and now I'm hopping in here with JGigs. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, man? Pretty good. How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. So, I wanted to bring you on for my little Raid versus Calibria discussion video, because I know you've been going hard for a while, and you're kind of end game on Calibria, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm close enough anyway.
Okay, cool. So, you have, I sent you the rankings, didn't I? Can you pull those up now?
Yeah, I got them right here.
Alright, so if I pull them up, you'll see, I'll just kind of walk people through what I did here. So from top to bottom is how I weighted things to be more important or less important. That's why you'll see developer is on there 5 times, because that's super important, how much you can trust the developer and how good they are at supporting their game and dealing with technical issues and releasing content. That's very important. And then from there, it kind of scales down value, community, user interface, graphics, intrigue, which is like when somebody downloads the game, they play it for that first day. How intrigued are they by it? How likely is it to grasp them as a player? And then building is kind of like how fun is it to build compositions and build champions? Graphics, obviously. User interface, obvious. Community, how developed is the community? How helpful is it? All that stuff. Value, how much in return on your investment are you getting for what you spend on the game, and all of that. So yeah, do you have any questions on the sheet before we dive into it, Gigsy?
No, I think I got it.
Cool. Okay. Do you agree with most of it? Do you have any gripes? I know you know a little bit more about Calibria than I do. I've definitely played it, probably like 30 or 40 hours, so I'm not like a noob, but I'm definitely not the pro that you are.
I think the first thing that jumped out to me is I would probably bump up community a bit in Raid, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you. I put the community a little bit lower because it's been so negative, but that's not really a slight on the Raid community. That's more of a side effect of what's been going on the last 2 or 3 months. Has been kind of, so the community's become a little bit toxic, but I don't think that's a fault of the gamers. I think it's a product of what's been happening. And so yeah, normally the Raid community would be like an 80, but it's kind of been tumbling down because of the drama and everything that's been going on. So
right.
That was my justification there. Is there anything else you disagree with?
I would probably personally drop building a bit in Raid, simply because it's so difficult to maintain the ability to experiment with different things, because the cost of removal is so high, and there's never an opportunity to do it for free. You know, they don't even give us the once a month thing like a lot of these games will.
Yeah,
So
that's a fair point, because in Calibria, I believe you can respec for free all the time, right?
Yeah, there's never a cost. You can rearrange skill trees, rerune, and there's never a cost for it.
Yeah, I can get on board with that. That's a fair point. I didn't consider the silver cost. I was more thinking just putting stuff on. I wasn't considering rearranging and moving stuff around. I did give Raid the slight edge on building because I prefer the weapons and artifacts, like actually having a helm and a shield and some boots, instead of just every slot being the same thing, a rune. I prefer having the actual gear pieces. But I don't know how you feel about that, or
I think I'm indifferent overall, but I can't I don't knock that idea. I think that's fair.
Okay. Anything else you disagree with on there?
I personally would bump up user interface in Calibria a little bit.
Okay. I guess that it'd be a good time for me to dive into that. I've got Calibria. You can't see what I'm doing, but I've got it pulled up for the viewers. Let me put the sheet away. A couple things I don't like about the user interface. So like when I go, and the viewers can see this, but you can't. So let's say I have a food I'm trying to upgrade. I go, I click enhance, and then I grab my my food that I want to put in there. This is where is my level 1s or whatnot? There we go. Okay, so put my level 1s, and then I click ascend. I get a notification. Are you sure you want to sacrifice? Yes. Then I get one splash screen, and then I get another splash screen. I have to click skip, and then I have to click continue. So like, there's 3 things that I have to do, and when you're doing this thousands of times, like I like in Raid, so let me go back and pull up Raid just to compare. So when I go to Raid and I upgrade rank, so I've got my first of all, the interface is just easier to scroll through, and then I click my 2-star, I upgrade, boom, I'm done. There's nothing, there's no skip. I mean, I guess there's one thing I gotta do. I gotta click to like reset it, but it's just so much snappier and so much smoother. The food. Have you noticed that once you dive in and play more?
Yeah, I will say that the Plarium app, the PlariumPlay app for Raid runs exponentially smoother than Calibria does in BlueStacks. But I don't know if that's a Calibria issue or a BlueStacks issue. You know what I mean?
I guess I like how in Raid you've got the 3 sets of champions. It's much easier to scroll through as opposed to going into Calibria. You've got the one little, but I guess you can click expand, and then you've got
click expand, and it'll never scroll you back up to the top when you're enhancing, which is a big deal for me personally. It always drove me nuts in Raid.
I thought they fixed that in Raid though, didn't they?
I thought they did too, but apparently it happened to me recently, and I started asking people, and they said, yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I think it's hit or miss at this point. Okay.
And one thing I do want to make sure and mention that I absolutely love in Calibria is that there is skill trees. So where do you even go? You go skills, skill tree, and you can swap out skills depending on what you're going to be, you know, what kind of dungeon you're farming, I assume. I mean, you're more advanced. How often do you end up doing this? Like switching out skills and stuff based on what you're farming?
I haven't swapped back and forth for specific content yet with certain heroes, but I've done a lot of experimenting. And I think it's a really neat idea. And it's one of the things that I never understood why these games weren't doing more of. It seemed like there was a lot of, it seems like like a granted, like an obvious thing to do. So I'm happy to see it here. And it opens up a lot. We can have the same hero and do drastically different things with them.
Yeah, no, I like that. And I will say as a new player, I'm kind of confused how the skill upgrades work. I know you can get skill cats to upgrade stuff, but do they just like randomly upgrade as you play? It seems like sometimes I just randomly get a skill upgrade.
You can unlock them. So when you get a hero in the beginning, the skills that aren't in their main tree will be grayed out a little bit. And you unlock them by taking them into battles and leveling them up, or sometimes evolving them. Mm-hmm. And that's how you unlock them. And then as far as skilling them up, there's the skill cats. You can feed duplicates like in Raid. However, if you use them as rank up food in Calibria, it also counts as a skill up. And on top of that, if you use food that has skill ups in it to skill up someone else, they will also get those skill ups.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yep. So you can actually retroactively kind of get your books back almost kind of.
Right. You're not.
Yeah.
You're a lot less likely to waste.
I do love the evolve, which if you have never played Calibria, it's basically you farm some artifact or some not artifacts, but you farm certain things, and when you get enough of them, you can evolve your champion, and it changes their aesthetic, and it gives them a boost to their base stats, so they look cooler, they perform better, and it's just kind of another dimension to the game. I've always said that in Raid. I wish they had like a beefed up, evolved version of every champion. Something
Yeah.
you could kind of like, oh, this person has a platinum battle Kazar or something, you know, like the evolved version. I wish there was some sort of dimension like that. So that's a plus for Calibria. I will give it that. I like how you can have a friends list. There's nothing like that in Raid. The friends list now, you would know more than me, but it seems like it's just a random. You click a send all button once a day, and you get to use their champions to like support your team in a certain dungeon like once a day, right?
Right. You can use their rep hero once a day, and then the points that you send convert. Currently, they just convert into summoning currency, so you summon the unknown scrolls with them. I'm hoping they'll implement some more, kind of like Summoner's War did at some point, where you can use them for other more meaningful things. But I think for now, that's all we can do with them.
Yeah, all you get is the affinity summons, right? And
Right.
then you can crack them open. Okay. Cool. So let me pull up the sheet here again. You made a good point about the building, so I could adjust that. I'm not gonna start messing with it live and turn this video into an hour long, but I can get on board with that. Now, do you agree with? Because the way I kind of have it rated is that Raid would probably be a significantly better game if it wasn't being dragged down by the developer score, which is weighted.
100%.
So
Yeah.
Okay, so you agree with that? You think if their developer score was like a 70 and they were cranking out content, they were there for the community, they were doing things the right way, that Raid would be better than Calibria?
Yeah, I think if the developers of Calibria took over Raid, it could easily be the best game on the market. I think there's some things that Plarium could do that are really not even that difficult or convoluted that could make it the best game. All the ingredients are there. Like it would be so easy to do, and they just refuse, man.
Okay, so then let's see here. Value. That would be a good one to talk about. So I gave value an 83 for Calibria, and I gave it a 37 for Raid. Because they're really now sometimes in Raid they will give you good offers, but they kind of seem few and far between. And they used to have really good stuff like the Weekend Warrior pack, where you'd get a bunch of energy and stuff if you wanted to play over the weekend, but they scrapped that. The Conqueror pack, which is now known as the mini pack, was really good when it first came out, and now they're getting up to like $25. They used to be $5.
Yeah.
So like I feel like the potential was there to have like a 55 or a 60 score there, but it seems like it's kind of been getting worse and worse and worse over time. Calibria, as a new player, seemed fairly cheap. They throw some stuff at me to kind of introduce me into the game. They have that one offer that gives you a guaranteed legendary. The ×2 growth factor thing seems like really insane value. I know you told me about that. I gave you credit about that actually in my video. I said, Giggsy told me this. So do you kind of agree with my value scores there? Does the value get a little bit... Now, I will say energy refills seem to be slightly higher cost in Calibria than Raid.
It feels like that, but the cost of playing the game is a lot lower.
Okay.
So I've done... I don't notice my gems going down, and I'm constantly doing energy refills. The only time I feel my gems going down is if I do summons on stream. But I do spend quite a bit. But I'll say, even if only for the 2x growth plan, that is the most obnoxious amount of value I have ever seen in one of these games. I keep thinking they're going to have to figure out soon that they could charge more for that and be justified. It is insanity how much you're getting for $5 there.
Well, yeah, because everything doubles like as you grow. Yeah, no, that's
it's crazy.
No, that they definitely knocked it out the park with that, and that's why I gave it an 83 on the on the sheet there. That's pretty insane. 83 is definitely really good. If it wasn't for the growth plan, I would have probably gave it like a 60 or something. But yeah, that thing is just insane. And if you're gonna download Calibria and play it, that's probably the thing you're firstly gonna want to buy. What about summoning in both games? Did you enjoy summoning in Raid or Calibria more?
Definitely Calibria.
Really?
It's basically always 2x rates to Raid. It's always that in Calibria. So you're not guaranteed to get every single Nat 5. It's not to the point where it's not fun, but you're a lot less likely to have these huge dry spells where you just get frustrated and aggravated. And
is there a sympathy timer in Calibria?
There is an achievement where if you go 100 summons without getting a Nat 5, it gives you a legendary scroll and a skill cat. I think that's a one-time thing. So I don't know if there is officially a sympathy timer, but I know that I've only barely hit that achievement, and other than that, I've never gone 100 summons without summoning a Nat 5.
Yeah, it's a tough line to walk, because I do feel like it's less special when you get like a S tier champion in Calibria, because it's like, can't you re-roll, and it's a lot easier to kind of like farm them and determine what champions you can get, whereas in Raid it's like you might play for 3 years and never get a martyr, like.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think they struck a decent balance with it still being exciting when you pull something, but I think there's going to be very few people that hit that point, like in Summoner's War or like in Raid, where you're just so beaten down, where every time you pop a scroll or a shard, it's like, oh, let's see what crap I'm going to get now. You know, I think that's going to be a lot less common.
Okay, and I know some people might be confused about this, because I know I am, if they are playing Calibria. So when I go to battle, can you touch on the other world trials? What is this like in Raid? Like, what is this? The Spire, the Vapor Dreamland?
There's no content like this in Raid, honestly. I think maybe Void Tower seems like it's going to be similar to what the Spire is, based on the little that we know about what that's going to be. But Lair and Vapor Dreamland Raid doesn't have anything like that.
And what is this stuff? It's kind of like randomized loot that you get. It resets every week or two or something.
Yeah, I think the Spire, I think Dreamland is every 15 days. Spire, I'm not actually sure. I believe that I've heard it has like 500 floors or something crazy. I haven't learned all the details about it, but the Vapor Dreamland, you can pick one of the next 3 available stages, and they're numbered, and you just get the reward for each stage. And but like boss stages will stay in your list until you beat them. So every 5 levels, there's a boss stage. I'm still digging through all this content and getting a grip on it. And then I guess, yeah, Raid just doesn't have anything like that, or the Lair yet.
Yeah, I think the Void Tower is supposed to be something similar to this type of mechanic.
Yeah.
Which one has the better like PvP arena?
Like the better between Raid and Calibria, which one has the better arena scene?
Yeah, like PvP.
I would say Calibria is killing them.
Yeah.
They have regular arena. They've got something called Apex Arena, and then they also have live arena already. Like you can fight each other live.
Oh, well, how does that work in a turn-based game?
There's just a timer, and if you wait too long, your turn will just automatically play itself as though you were on auto. It's like a 20 or 30-second timer per turn.
But how do you play a different champion if it's determined by speed? Like, you'll have one champion who it's their turn. Oh, and you have to, like, click the ability you want them to use or something?
Right,
or...
yeah.
Interesting. Huh, yeah, that'd be kind of fun to see how they pulled that off. Because I was wondering how you would pull that off in a turn-based game.
Yeah, Summoner's War has been doing it for a while. They call it Real-Time Arena, and they've been having, like, World Championship tournaments, live conventions, and it's really cool. And I was surprised to see that in this game. I didn't think that a month-old game was going to have that, but they don't have a competitive spot for it yet. It's just something you can do. So like someone in chat or your friend list, you just click them and click duel. But I imagine at some point they'll be adding a competitive element to that as well. Okay,
cool. And then kind of lastly here, so everything we kind of agree on then in terms of the rankings. But you said the building thing, and I could adjust the Raid one down a little bit and Calibria up a little bit because of the cost of moving gear around. But other than that, and then I know we talked about the community a little bit, but other than that, I think we're on the same page. Whereas right now in the current state of things, Calibria might be a slightly better game. Raid has a little bit of a higher ceiling in terms of if they actually got their stuff together, which we don't know if that's ever going to happen or not, but
yeah. I'll throw in one more thing. Would content fall under gameplay? Like how much content the game has?
Yeah, probably. Like,
Right.
You mean like content diversity, you mean?
Yeah, yeah, just amount of things to do. I would say Raid would have to come down and Calibria would have to be higher. I think Calibria has at a minimum twice the amount of content that Raid does.
Okay, because you've got your campaign, your arena, your Apex arena, your live battles, your friends list.
Yeah, your world boss, your dungeons, your lair, your spire, your vapor dreamland. It's just there's a bunch of extra stuff to do.
Okay. Okay, I can get with that and maybe adjust these numbers a little bit and see what we get up. But yeah, no, I don't want to make this too long, take up too much of your time. I know you got to get to streaming. You're on a crunch right now, so I'll definitely link to your stuff down in the video description. Definitely go check out JGigs. Does really good stuff in multiple different games, and he's kind of been going hard in the paint on Calibria right now. If am I right on that?
Oh yeah, I'm all in for sure.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for joining me. It was fun, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me, man.
All right, we'll see ya. Alrighty, that's going to do it for this video, and a huge shout out again for JGigs joining me today to take some time to discuss Calibria before he headed out to start streaming. So I will have a link down to his stuff in the video description. Definitely check him out, especially if you're looking for some Calibria content. JGigs is going to be a really good resource for you. So yeah, as always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.